here's my little takeaway here. So first things first. So most of the time I'm doing 3 to 8 weeks to expiration on these Iron Condors, okay? Depending on how long I think we chop around. If I think we chop around for just like 1 to 2 weeks before moving, then I'll do like a 3 to 4 weeks to expiration Iron Condor. If I think we're going to chop around for like 4 weeks or more, then I will do 8 weeks to expiration, okay? Most of the time I'm using about 20 deltas, and I go about 25 wide on SPX, okay? And I'm collecting about a third the width of the strike, or about a 7 to 9 credit for the 25 wide, okay? Generally speaking, you want to put on Iron Condors when you also think that IV will decrease from where it's currently at, okay? You can also reduce buying power by using more narrow strikes and select like a 10 or even a 5 wide, okay? You can also increase buying power by doing a 50 wide. Now keep in mind, when going for 50 wide, the ratio of the credit received to width of the strikes is reduced, okay? AKA there's a less favorable risk to reward ratio, okay? So 25 really is kind of the sweet spot for me, okay? You can also use higher deltas on both sides, like 30 or even 40 on both sides, which increases the credit received and improves the risk to reward ratio, but also decreases the probability of profit, okay? You can also lower the deltas on both sides and make them both like 10, which increases the probability of profit, but also decreases the risk to reward ratio and lowers the total credit received, okay? You can also skew the Iron Condor to be more bullish by either selecting higher deltas on the put side and lower deltas on the call side, okay? So you could do 30 deltas on the put side and 10 deltas on the call side, which would really skew it to be more bullish, okay? Or you can make the put side wider than the call side, and vice versa for bearish skew, right? So, and then this one is also, so this kind of expands on my occasional golden Iron Condor trade. Following extreme oversold conditions of, about, 10% down or 2 standard deviations, really low RSI, etc. Okay, so I will basically put on, so usually what I do is I'll do like 30 deltas, about 30 deltas on put side, but 50 wide. And then I will do 10 to 20 deltas on the call side and go usually like 15 to 25 wide, okay? And often collect, it's about anywhere from 15 to 20 of a credit, okay? So, if it's 20 wide on the top and I'm collecting a $20 credit, then there's no upside risk at all, right? But there's quite a bit of risk on the downside, okay? But this trade works, 80 to 90% of the time if employed correctly, right? And, if you guys are in the Discord, I'll let you know when I put on a trade like this, okay? So the other thing you can do is you can leg into Iron Condors or Iron Flies by first putting on the put credit spread either out of the money or in the money. Like I said, if you're planning on doing an Iron Fly, you would do in the money. And then adding the call, I should say call, not car, call credit spread at a later time. The downside of this method is you have to really be more precise with your timing on which way price will move next, okay? And then this is like a little extra tidbit. The most common way to manage Iron Condors is by rolling the strikes, okay? So, simple example is if I have a Iron Condor 3875, 3900, 4200, 4225 strikes, and SBX runs up to 4200, now the call side is going to be underwater a little bit and the put side is going to be profitable, okay? And if I think SBX is going to stay around this area for a while or even continue, but I don't want to close the whole thing out for a loss, then what I can do is I can close out the 39, 38, 75 strikes, okay, for a profit. And then what I'll do is I'll roll the strikes up higher, creating a new put credit spread at 4175, 4200, right? So you basically created an Iron Fly, okay, and you collect an even greater credits, okay? Then you just simply hold it from there, assuming you think price stays around 4200, okay? So, that's the gist of everything right now. I may go over more advanced details at a later time, but, I just want to kind of wet the whistle and kind of introduce you guys to the basics of Iron Condors, right? So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the Discord. But this is the bulk of what I wanted to cover today. So I'm gonna post this in three different videos here. So, but you guys have a good day, and if you have any questions, like I said, hit me up in the Discord. All right, thanks. Bye.